So I call on the province today to commit in its 2017 budget to come shortly to joining Toronto and the federal government in building more transit, much needed transit. And without this partnership, we cannot hope to support any expansion of the Yonge Line North, which would simply add more riders and more pressure on our already stressed system. Let me be clear, the relief line must be up and running before we proceed with expanding the Yonge Line further north. The Yonge Line won't move an inch closer to Richmond Hill until we have shovels in the ground digging out that much needed subway relief line. While it may be a priority for other governments to expand our TTC up into York Region once again, my priority, and I believe it's shared by my council colleagues and many more who aren't here today, is getting on with getting these priority projects built, starting with the relief line. Toronto is committed to expanding our transit map for the good of our citizens and of our region. I have no objection in principle to expanding our Yonge Subway North, but it can only happen in a responsible manner, which means after relief for that subway is assured. My colleagues and I are committed to doing our part as our city and its pressures grow, but we cannot do it alone. And that's the message that we're sending today. We cannot do it alone. We have a new partner in the form of federal financing that was out over the long term, very substantial amounts of money for transit expansion in the City of Toronto. We now need the province to step up and be a partner, as they've done in the past, with us to move the city forward and to make sure we can continuously expand and improve our transit system.
The people that I'm proud to represent, the people that everybody in our party and government are proud to represent, they want to see positive outcomes. They don't want to see saber rattling, they don't want to see fights. They're used to that. I've lived in this region my entire life, and that's one of the reasons that historically we haven't had the transit that we've needed. Over the last 3 years, the partnership has been very strong, and it's still strong as far as I'm concerned. We need to get shovels in the ground. We need to keep those shovels in the ground so that we can build and produce those outcomes, and that's what our provincial government is focused on doing. Let's not lose sight of the fact that the Eglinton and Crosstown is the single largest public transit project in history, that we are investing $3.7 billion in GO-RER in the 416 alone, that we've contributed $416 million to the streetcars for the TTC. The list goes on. $456 million for the Union Pearson Express, $1.48 billion in 2010 for the Scarborough Subway extension, and there's more still to come. We are investing more in public transit in the City of Toronto right now, as we stand here today, than any other government in provincial history. The Mayor knows that, I know it, and people who live in the city understand that as well.